You can wear thick clothes, add layers, even choose items that look warm, and still feel cold. At the same time, some fabrics feel warm almost instantly, even when they're thin or lightweight. The difference isn't just about thickness or weight. It's about how fabric interacts with heat. Some materials trap warmth close to your body. Others let it escape almost immediately, no matter how much you layer them. This is why two sweaters of the same thickness can feel completely different in winter. One cozy and comfortable, the other oddly cold. In this video, we'll look at why some fabrics keep heat and others don't. Not from a technical or fashion perspective, but through how your body actually experiences warmth, how fabrics hold air, respond to movement, and affect how quickly your body loses heat in cold conditions. Wool. Why it stays warm even when it's thin. Wool is often associated with heavy sweaters and thick winter clothes, but its real strength isn't bulk. It's structure. Wool fibers are naturally crimped, meaning they form tiny bends and pockets along their length. These pockets trap air, and trapped air is what slows heat loss. When you wear wool, your body warms the air held inside the fabric. That warmth stays close instead of escaping into the environment. This is why even a relatively thin wool layer can feel surprisingly warm, while a thicker fabric made from other materials may not. Another reason wool works so well is how it handles moisture. In winter, your body constantly releases small amounts of heat and humidity, even when you're not sweating. Wool absorbs moisture vapor without feeling damp. This prevents the cooling effect that happens when moisture sits on the skin. As a result, your body doesn't experience that sudden cold flush that makes you feel chilled from the inside. Wool also adapts to movement. When you move, the fibers flex and continue to hold air. When you're still, the structure remains stable. This makes wool effective not only outdoors but indoors as well, especially in rooms that feel slightly cool or unevenly heated. From a body perspective, wool sends a clear signal of thermal safety. Feet stay warmer in wool socks. Muscles stay more relaxed. Circulation doesn't tighten as much. The fabric supports your body's natural ability to maintain warmth instead of forcing it to constantly compensate. This is why wool has been used for centuries in cold climates. Not because it's thick, but because it creates a stable, insulating microclimate around the body. One that feels warm, balanced, and reliable. Fleece. Why it feels warm right away. Fleece often feels warm the moment you put it on. Even before your body fully heats up, the fabric already feels soft and comforting. This instant warmth comes from how fleece is constructed, not from how thick it looks. Fleece is made from synthetic fibers that are brushed to create a fluffy surface. This process increases the amount of air the fabric can hold. As soon as your body touches it, warm air becomes trapped between the fibers and stays close to your skin. That's why fleece doesn't need time to warm up. It feels cozy almost immediately. Another reason fleece works well indoors is that it doesn't rely on body heat alone. The raised fibers reduce airflow across the surface, limiting how quickly warmth escapes. Even in a cool room, fleece creates a protective layer that shields your body from drafts and temperature shifts. However, fleece behaves differently than wool over time. It doesn't regulate moisture as naturally. If you move a lot or your body starts to heat up, moisture can build up between your skin and the fabric. When movement stops, that moisture can cool, making the fabric feel less comfortable. This is why fleece works best in steady, low-activity environments, like sitting, relaxing, or working indoors. From the body's point of view, fleece provides fast comfort. It tells the nervous system that the environment is warm enough, helping muscles relax and reducing that constant feeling of chill. But it doesn't adapt as well to changing conditions. Fleece is ideal when you want warmth without weight, softness without stiffness, and comfort without layers. It's not the most balanced fabric, but for quick, reliable warmth, especially indoors, it does its job very well. Down. Why it traps heat better than almost anything else. Down is one of the most effective materials for retaining heat, yet it often feels surprisingly light. This warmth doesn't come from the feathers themselves, but from the air they hold. Down clusters expand into a three-dimensional structure that traps large amounts of still air. And still air is the best natural insulator. When your body releases heat, down captures it and holds it in place. Because the structure is so efficient, very little warmth escapes. This is why down-filled items can feel extremely warm without feeling heavy or bulky. Your body doesn't have to work as hard to stay warm. The insulation does the work for you. Another important feature of down is how evenly it distributes heat. Instead of creating hot and cold spots, it surrounds the body with a consistent layer of insulation. This stability helps the nervous system relax, reducing the constant micro-adjustments your body makes when it senses uneven warmth. However, down has one major limitation: moisture. When down becomes damp, the clusters collapse. Air pockets disappear, and the insulating effect drops quickly. In dry, cold conditions, especially indoors, this isn't a problem. But in environments where humidity or sweat is present, down needs protection from moisture to remain effective. From a comfort perspective, down creates a feeling of deep, steady warmth. It doesn't give the instant cozy sensation of fleece, but once warmed, it maintains heat exceptionally well. This makes it ideal for bedding, insulated garments, and situations where consistent warmth matters more than breathability. Down works best when warmth needs to be preserved, not constantly adjusted. It's like a thermal reserve, quiet, efficient, and powerful. Cashmere. Why it feels warm without feeling heavy. Cashmere is often described as soft or luxurious, but its real value in winter is how it handles warmth. What makes cashmere special isn't thickness, it's how efficiently it insulates with very little material. The fibers are extremely fine, much thinner than regular wool, which allows them to trap air very close to the skin. Because the fibers are so thin and dense, cashmere creates a compact layer of insulation. Warm air doesn't escape easily, but at the same time the fabric doesn't feel bulky or stiff. This gives a different kind of warmth, not heavy or intense, but calm and even. Your body doesn't feel wrapped or overheated. It simply feels warm. Another reason cashmere works so well is how it responds to body temperature. It warms up quickly from contact, then maintains that warmth without sharp fluctuations. This stability matters more than people realize. When temperature stays consistent, the nervous system relaxes. You stop constantly adjusting, pulling sleeves, tensing shoulders, curling inward. Cashmere is especially effective in indoor winter conditions. In rooms that are slightly cool but not freezing, it creates a comfortable thermal balance. You don't need multiple layers. One thin cashmere layer can replace something much thicker made from less efficient fabric. Unlike fleece, cashmere doesn't create that synthetic heat feeling. And unlike heavier wool, it doesn't weigh on the body. It allows warmth to feel natural and effortless. This is why cashmere is often described as warm but breathable. Not because it lets heat escape, but because it doesn't trap excess moisture or cause overheating. From a body perspective, cashmere provides quiet warmth. It doesn't shout. It doesn't rush. It simply supports your body's ability to stay warm without strain, which is exactly what winter comfort should feel like. Modern synthetic insulation, when it really keeps heat. Modern synthetic insulation is very different from the stiff, cold-feeling fabrics many people remember from the past. Today's thermal synthetics are designed to imitate how natural insulation works, by trapping air, while adding durability and consistency. Instead of relying on a single thick layer, modern synthetic insulation uses fine fibers arranged in complex structures. These fibers create countless tiny air pockets that slow heat loss, even when the fabric is lightweight. The result is warmth without bulk, and insulation that stays effective in a wider range of conditions. One of the biggest advantages of synthetic insulation is how it handles moisture. Unlike down, it continues to insulate even when slightly damp. This makes it especially useful in everyday winter situations, moving between indoors and outdoors, sitting in cooler rooms, or wearing layers for long periods. Heat retention stays more predictable, which helps the body maintain a stable temperature. From a comfort standpoint, synthetic insulation provides reliable warmth. It may not feel as natural as cashmere or wool, but it doesn't collapse, flatten, or lose effectiveness easily. This consistency reduces the constant thermal adjustments your body has to make, helping you feel warm for longer without effort. Another important factor is structure. Many modern synthetic fabrics are engineered to balance insulation with airflow. This prevents heat from escaping too quickly while avoiding the trapped, stuffy feeling that older synthetic materials often caused. In winter, synthetic insulation works best when warmth needs to be practical, steady, and low maintenance. It doesn't require special care. It performs well in mixed environments, and it supports warmth without demanding perfect conditions. When designed well, synthetic insulation becomes a quiet, dependable layer that simply does its job, keeping heat where your body needs it.